What's up guys, it's TheGearChange here back with another video. We are here at Matt's house again. This is the same day that the bonnet latch video was done, and we're also installing a Turbo Smart boost gauge in his silver Focus here behind me from XRV Composite Parts. Guy sells them, it's his website, so I'll have a link down below if any of you guys want to check it out and see what he has in stock. We're just going to basically show you guys how to install that, show you all the steps bit by bit. Matt's just sort of trying to take off the intake currently because you obviously need that off to get space to see where we're working. So I'll set the camera up, show you guys step by step how to do it, and hopefully by the end of this it'll be in, ready to go, and we can show you the before and after, I guess, of his standard one versus the new one. We'll have to take this engine cover off as well, just so we've got access and space. We've just put a rag inside of the actual silicone hose for the intake so it doesn't, you know, get stuck with anything, don't drop any bolts and stuff like that. So yeah, got that off. We'll show you step by step what we do and what parts we have, and yeah, I'll actually show you guys the boost pod now so you guys can check it out. So here is Matt's new boost gauge from Turbo Smart. Quite nice looking. We're just gonna have to obviously get all the parts and put it in. So you got the boost gauge itself, carefully set that down there. Got the silicone piping. He's got some carbon fiber surrounds, which are quite nice looking. Might have to get some of them myself for his air conditioning vents. He's got the actual cover that sort of goes over the top. The air vent clip where the gauge will sit, so we'll have to slide that on carefully. So we'll put this over here, And here's his little T-piece that I was telling you guys about before. There's the instructions. It says visit their website, so I'll have to use that for a bit of guidance. And then you've got your wiring loom and a couple of zip ties. So that's everything we need. And yeah, we're gonna just show you step by step how we do it.
Oh, alright, battery out, like that.
Battery is out. Sweet, now we have way more access, so.
Take this off.
Yep.
Then eventually we'll have to feed everything through the main loom.
Up the back.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come to that and be
very
quite careful, yes.
Is it the wiring that we have to be careful of?
Yeah, so if we cut up the top, yeah, we should be right. But
and that's where we got to feed it up until, or up into the cabin.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So
we'll take this battery box out, and then yeah, we'll try and set the camera up somewhere in here so you guys can actually watch what we're doing and see how we're cutting everything and feeding everything through. So the engine cover is now off. We have taken it off the car. Pretty straightforward that is. We've got the T-piece here that Matt is holding. We have to basically put it right in here and obviously have it facing out that way with the pointy little arrow bit. So we've moved everything out the way. We should be alright for space. It's just a matter of obviously cutting it properly. Matt's got what looks to be a Sharpie in his hands, yep, to mark it. Yeah, we're just going to mark it and put this piece in there either side, so might take a little bit of wiggle room just to sort of get it, but yeah, we'll cut it and show you guys us putting it in either side of the hose.
let's go. Let's get it done. It's marked out. Blunt as fuck Stanley knife. Oh my god.
It's only silicone, shouldn't take much longer to get it cut. Once it's cut, then you can get an idea of where the other side's going to go pretty much. Yeah, there you go. Right.
Beautiful.
Now, are you going to cut the other side off?
Yeah.
Right, sweet.
Done.
You need me to hold the other side?
Hold it on.
Yeah. There you go.
Beautiful.
Easy peasy. There it is. So you guys can see the marking on top and bottom pretty much. And now we've basically just got to chuck the little T-piece in there. So put the leftover hose there. Yeah, it might take a little bit of pressure to get it in there, but hopefully it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's it now.
Yep, sweet as.
It's on. Don't want any boost leaks.
Nah, last thing you want with a Focus is a boost leak. Alright, and then obviously, yeah, the other side. Alright, round two, everyone. We're here again with the good old boost pipe. Got a bit of silicone spray this time, so hopefully it'll go. Oh, no, now the other side's come out. Maybe we should go for this side first. Nearly. Right, that side's in. Now to get this side, might be more of a tricky bastard. I reckon we need some more silicone spray. Maybe not, I don't know. I just don't want to put too much pressure on it, but oh, I know.
Damn, surgeon hands.
Nearly. All right, we've got it on. We're gonna fart around, and yeah, try and obviously get it up to these little nodules here with a little bit of pushing and shoving. But yeah, that's basically what you got to do, is get it on there, and then obviously have this needle facing out that way for the other pipe to run across. So we've got the new hose here that'll go up through the firewall for the boost gauge. Matt's just going to try and get it on this last piece here on the very bottom of the T joint. So once we get that up, we'll have to do a bit of cutting over the other side, get it up and through. I believe we have to take the gauge pods out as well, obviously, to gain access. But yeah, Matt's just going to put this on now, and then we'll show you how we feed it through. So we have got the new piping right there, got it on the T-joint. Matt's sort of trying to loop it around the back and just sort of tuck it away. And then we've basically looped it up the very back here along this brake vacuum line, I believe, and tucked it all the way out and through to this point here. So the next major step is putting it through here. Got to do a little bit of cutting and trimming up the back there, as you guys can see. I'll get the torch so I can show you. So yes, up and in here where the little arrow is. So we'll make sure we have good lighting, show you guys how we're actually going to feed that through, and then we'll have to play around with those gauge pods and see if we can chuck it all the way up and in, and then find the right position and pick which air conditioning pod Matt wants to choose for the boost gauge. Alright, so me and Matt had the idea to use a bit of heat on this little prick tool here, just to sort of pierce a hole because it's quite stiff. So we'll see if it works with a bit of heat. Yep. Maybe if it gets stuck again, you can just pull it out and use a bit more heat if it gets sort of a bit finicky. Yeah, because there's no hole yet. So yeah, Matt's just trying to basically make an incision and a big enough hole to get the hose through. Obviously it needs to be big enough for the hose to go through easily and not get sort of stuck or blocked or have any problems with the boost line. So quite a tricky process, to be fair. I reckon this is actually our first potential stump so far. Everything else has been not too bad. So
it's not sharp enough knives or something. I don't know.
Not sharp enough, eh? Might have to use the good old blowtorch. Let's show everyone what we're doing here. Yep, heating it up. Seems like a bit of heat is at least sort of helping get some sort of incision. Yeah. Maybe we might have to put a bit of heat on one of the knives just to make a big enough hole. Oh no, that's not too bad. Yeah, okay. We'll play around with that, and once we've got a hole, we'll show you guys how we feed it through. With a bit of heat applied to the knife has pierced a good enough hole right there. It hasn't damaged any of the wiring looms, as you guys can see, so we should be able to feed this boost line through now, and then it will have to go basically where the footwell is. There's the blue one sitting there. So it'll basically come up and under here. I will get a torch so you guys can have a look. So you have to take out this fuse box, unclamp it all, unclip it all, and then it should be just over there. So I'll get a torch once we sort of feed the line through, and then we'll pick which air vent we're going to choose, which I believe is middle right. So we'll do that now. Alright, so Matt has managed to get it through. There's the wiring loom. You can push it through now, Matt. Yep, here it comes. There is the piping. So there's the footwell. So basically just got to feed this all the way through, and we should have just enough length to get past the factory gauge pods and everything like that. So still coming, alright, cool. It's good, at least we got heaps and heaps and heaps of it. Yep. Yep. Is that all good? Alright. Bit tight for space, as you guys can see, but there is the massive piping. So now we have to untake that gauge and obviously the cluster, and we'll do some maneuvering and show you guys how to chuck it in. Me and Matt have finally put everything back in the car. Panel, engine cover, intake, all that, all the hoses are tucked away. He also put a bit of sealant on the grommet there up the very back, some black sealant. A little bit tricky to see down the back there, but yeah, he just applied some of that around where the pipe is going into, which is recommended, so applied a bit of that. Battery covers on, scuttle panel, and wipers. So now it's time to go inside the car and work our way through where exactly we're gonna feed it up. We are inside of the Focus now. We've basically got 2 Torx bits here, which I believe are a 25 bit. I got my little ratchet here to get them out, and we have to pull the cluster down. That'll give us more access to the boost gauges up the very top on this side. So I believe Matt's gonna run it in the pod closest to this gauge. So yeah, we'll see if we can crack these off. Again, very annoying for space, quite tight for space, but let's see if we can crack that. Oh, I think that was tightening it. I'm gonna try and loosen it now. Come on. There we go. If you have an XR5, something I'd recommend buying is a Torx kit, because everywhere you go is a Torx bit. Every single thing you end up looking at doing requires Torx. Alright, now it's the first one that should just come out by hand, hopefully. It's quite loose. It's held on by a very single tiny thread at the very back. There we go, so that's the little bolt there. So there's that one, and then we'll have to get this one over here. A little bit harder to see actually. I have to get my big arm in the way, unfortunately. Nearly there. Alright. Some finger tight. Nearly got it, nearly got it, nearly got it. All the way there. And out she comes. So that's the 2 bolts out. Now we've basically got to lever it down from the top, I believe, and sort of push it down and then unclip it from the back. Alright, so I just used my fingernails to lever it from up the top, and then it basically comes down, and it's a matter of wiggling it out with a little bit of difficulty. There's a clip up the very back. You've got to pull this sort of black lever towards you, which is again another job for fingernails, and then it should come loose. So alright, so I had to cut before because I couldn't do it with a single hand. With 2 hands I managed to pull this clip forward, and then off it comes. So that is out the way now. And here is Matt's lovely cluster. So I'll hand that to you. That is yours now. I'll take the camera. So yeah, now we've got more access to over in there where the boost pods are. So that should make it a little bit easier for us to pop them out or clip them out where the surrounding clips are at the bottom, as they are quite fragile. Once we get that up, we'll be able to feed the hose through and mount the boost pod right in here. Alright, so we have looped this up and around. Torch is going a little bit flat, but it has looped up and around the crossbar that is up and in here, that metal one there that you guys can see. So we've looped that up and around. We've put in some little carbon fiber around the gauge pods. We have got the boost gauges out, or the factory gauges I should say, so they're all out of the way. We've got the wiring available, and we've got that opening there to, you know, feed anything through that we need to. So it's just a matter of feeding this up through the footwell and up into where we are there. So I'll have to get Matt to grab it, and I'll see if I can feed it up and in there, and then we'll hook up the wiring and get the boost gauge all ready to go. So we've got the vent that we are going to turn into the new boost sort of gauge holder. Matt's just going to pull these vents out, and then we should be able to put the boost gauge in. It'll obviously have to do a bit of wiring, stuff like that. Show you guys the looms. So I think these blades just, yep, unclip one by one. It's just a matter of disassembly, pretty much. Not moving? Oh, there you go. You got a double. Or is that a triple? Nearly all of them?
Yeah, then they all should squeeze.
Yeah.
Get these vertical ones out. God damn it. What's that?
Oh. So what, you got a clear hole through there now, nearly? Or is it this one? You got to push that forward. Is that still... Yeah, you're going to have to get that fin out, I guess. Or does that stay in there?
No, I think... Pretty sure she'll come out.
Yeah.
I'll have to look back on the video.
Alright, well, try and carefully get that out. Oh no, you might have it. There goes that. Does it just pop out now? What's holding onto the blade now if that's not there? Nothing? Is it just that little black here there? Oh! Here's yes. Alright, cool. So there you go, we have a clear vent now. So we have basically a clean spot to start with. So we'll get the replacement parts and yeah, we'll see how we go with all the wiring and all the bits and pieces, and then we'll have to take Matt's car for a little spin and make sure she's working all sweet and showcase the new gauge. Right, so we've just cut an incision in the air vent at the very bottom. Have to use a little bit of heat again and some trimming tools. That is just so you can get the boost line fed through. The actual electrical cable for the gauge itself will come through this little hole here, which is where the little pull tab used to be to open and close your vents. And then yeah, you've got the actual gauge surround, which Matt is tinkering with at the moment. And that is going to sit in here with the gauge at the very front. So it'll sit like that with the V-taper thing at the very bottom. So we'll play around and we'll put it in the car and sort of see if we can show you guys all the wiring and get it all set up. And then once it's sort of in its place, we'll show you what we've done. So with a lot of trial and error, Matt has got his new Turbo Smart gauge there. There's individual fins or prongs, as you guys can see here. That's what these little plastic pieces sort of sit into, so it looks quite factory. Matt basically just has to clip it back in this hole here, put his carbon surround in, and then grab the wiring loom from the top, just like this one, so I can grab that for him. So we'll clip that in. Shouldn't be too bad.
Grab the wire.
Yep, grab the, the long hose. Yeah, and see if you can get it through that V-line there. Yep. Up and through, and then on that nodule there. Now, did you need a zip tie for that at all? Or
I
not?
reckon we'll be right.
Yeah, should be sweet. Alright, there it goes. Yep, thread it on
Straight
there.
in.
Yep. Yep, it's going to be a little bit of a tight fit, but it should be all goods, hopefully. A little bit of wiggling around. Yep, there we go. So, I'll see if I can, well, it's a bit tricky, but I'll see if I can pull the hose for you with one hand.
Just go straight down.
Yep, all good. Oh, well, I'll pull it up through here for now. Here we go. Right, and then the wiring loom can also go through. I'll grab that when it goes through the other side.
Before I forget.
Yep, your little plastic carbon fibre, yep. Bit of a fiddle. Sure good. Nearly. Oh, last one up top. There you go. Sweet. And then, yeah, we'll tuck it on through. I'll pull the wiring as it goes. And the clip should be back there. We'll try and show you guys from up top with a torch what it looks like.
Just gonna grab that up.
Wiring loom?
Yeah.
Yep.
Give it to my finger beforehand. There we are.
Right. Yep. All good. Got the hose here. And that should clip back in hopefully.
Sweet.
Yep. All good. Alright, so it was a bit hard to get the clip in from up the top, so Matt's just decided to pull it back out carefully. You've got the original clip here, and then you've got the adapter, so we've just got that, and we'll tuck that through and pull it up from the top just so it's a bit easier. Anything to make it a bit easier is better, I guess. It's always a bit annoying for space and stuff like that. So we'll see if we can pull that through. I'll get my hands in there carefully. There we go. Yep. Sweet. Pull that. And then that should clip in, hopefully.
Yep.
Yep, all sweet. Now to continue the rest of the wiring loom. So here is the factory gauges. Matt's just plugged one end of the loom into it there at the bottom, and then you've got the other adapter here for the old sort of plug for the factory gauges. So that will just plug into there, I assume. So which way are we going? Which way are we going? Is it like that?
Yeah.
Okay. That should clip in, hopefully, maybe.
Oh.
There we go. And then what, this just tucks back down, I guess. Down the rabbit hole. There we go. There's the other bit of wiring. Feed all that down. And then Matt's going to be able to clip his.
Turn it on.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, we'll turn it on, make sure everything's. There we go.
Boom.
Boom, she's lit up. Very nice, very nice. So yep, we'll just clip this back down in here in its original spot. So if you know, you know with these clips, they're quite fragile. Me and Matt did a pretty good job to be considered, I reckon. You know, lack of space and whatnot. So, there we go. Perfect. Here we go. All done. Just have to put the actual normal cluster back in, and then we should be sweet. We'll take it for a spin and we'll have a look. Alright, so we're in the Focus. First drive. Just making sure everything's working, everything's lighting up. Very nice, very nice.
Wait till I get
Yeah, we'll wait till we get like a decent run. A decent spot to give it a little bit of a pull. Oh yeah, your steering wheel's gonna be like way out of whack.
I can't even remember how I put it.
Because I had to pull all the way down to get it out. Definitely a lot brighter than the stock lighting. I almost forgot how dull like these ones are, hey. Whereas that's like super duper bright. This is a long road, hey. It's a really long road. Hey, look at that.
10 PSI?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep, no, she's all good.
Oh, that looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, the little flutter up and down. Yeah, it's perfect.
As soon as I press the accelerator, it starts.
It's quite accurate, hey. Yeah, it's onto it.
I suppose that's the good thing of the actual Turbo Smart.
Yeah, it's more accurate with your PSI.
Yeah, because that T-piece is straight off the back line, like.
Yeah. Everyone in the comments, let me know. Should I put one of these in mine? I think the answer will be yes. I reckon the answer will be yes.
What if you can change the colour to match your blue?
Or the, yeah, maybe. That could be cool. Or I was looking at pods up the top there. I know that there's some pods up the top.
Yeah.
Who knows? There we go. How good's that? Totally stock, everyone, except for the intake. Is that correct? And the diverter valve?
Correct.
No exhaust. No OEM denied. No Dream Science. None of that. Just the good old intake potty.
Looks like right on 9.
Right on 9, nearly 10. That's good as. Alright, Matt, you ready?
Let's do it.
Second gear pull. Oof. She's hauling. She's hauling.
It's like with the intercooler, yours seems to just, the flutter just keeps going.
Keeps going, yeah. No, an intercooler is definitely a worthwhile upgrade.
Especially Aussie summers.
Aussie summer, yeah. Literally the reason I did it before summer, just for that reason. Alright, well that is the gauge install, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Me and Matt basically tried to show you pretty much step by step how to do it. Everything you needed to basically do. It was a bit hard for some of the things with the camera, but I think we did a pretty good job. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.